Hello, future people. Welcome to Getting Tabled. I'm Jason the Bruce, and today we're returning to Marvel Crisis Protocol because I want to have a look at the card pack for 2022. Now, I never actually had a chance to look at this. I certainly have had a chance to look at it digitally, but I still wanted to open this on channel, and the main reason is there's quite a few companies out there that do things like this infrequently. Some companies choose to release them digitally, and basically that's it. You just have to live with it. And some companies actually will release them physically. You tend to get two differing opinions on this as to whether you should be required to re-release them physically or not. Now, obviously, if they do, they need to charge for them. They can't just do it for free. Like, that's just not business. But is it worth it, is the question. I certainly prefer to own things physically when it comes to things like cards and so forth. So I do kind of find it frustrating when companies just refuse to do that. But at the same time, I can understand that because there is not a small amount of people that will just do the digitally and will try to cheap out on it. And that's not a criticism because, I mean, that's completely 100% fair. So let's just have a look. Is it actually worth it? Sorry to interrupt the video, but I want to tell you about the competition that we're running through our Patreon. For every month of support you give our Patreon, from now until April 2023, you will receive one entry into the competition that we're running to win a Shaltari fleet for Drop Fleet Commander. That includes a Shaltari Dreadnought, a Shaltari Starter Set, a Shaltari Frigates box, and a Shaltari Cruisers box. All of this will be sent to one winner. This winner will be drawn at random on our 4th anniversary, which is recorded at the beginning of April. For us to be allowed to send this to you, you need to fit 2 categories. You must be living in a country where it's legal for me to post you something from Australia. You also must be living in a country where it is legal to win competitions. If you do not live in a country that meets these criteria, then I do apologise. There's nothing that I'll be able to do, and I will be forced to redraw it. Please consider supporting us. We'd really appreciate it. All of this was purchased with my own money. All right, so here we have the box. The front of the box is pretty much as you would expect. It's exactly the same cover art as the core box, which I don't actually mind. At least this way it's easy to identify what it's actually doing. Because this is a very generic title that should be obvious, but isn't always. I mean, you look at this as, well, what card pack? Now, obviously, that's what the back of the box is for. It gives you all of these replacement stat cards and all of these tactic cards. And you get your Infinity Gems. So, this does come with quite a bit. It's actually got some decent weight to it. Ziploc bags is a nice touch. Like, seriously, very nice touch. Now, I'm not going to be going through all of these stats-wise and comparing or anything, because quite frankly, if you're interested in the game, you're going to know these already. This is just about what's in the box. So, first things first, you'll notice portrait, which is nice. Now, I don't actually have all of these characters, but I have enough of them that obviously I needed them. I certainly could have printed these myself, but in order to print them to be in this sort of quality, you're not actually looking at far from this sort of price anyway. There is quite a few cards in here. Now, obviously not everything has been errated and changed, but there is enough of it that it's worth looking. I do want to point out one thing. Down the bottom here, I don't know if this was on the old cards or not. I assume it was, but it actually says who the artist is. Hey, Games Workshop, are you paying attention? Because you should be. Realistically, it's the same sort of quality you expect card-wise. Like it's nice and thick. It's going to hold up. I would still recommend sleeving these, especially if you're someone that's going to be playing this sort of thing regularly. Like I said, I'm not going through these and going through what all the cards mean. All of these cards have been out for quite some time at this point. But I wanted to have a talk about the actual value because this is really good, especially if you've not actually had some of these boxes in the past. Because Marvel Crisis Protocol is unfortunately one of those games where if you want access to everything, it works out to be quite expensive because some of these come exclusively in hero packs and so on and so forth. I know that there's certainly a lot of people out there that do buy everything. I had initially intended to be one of those people. I'm kind of glad I chose not to in the end. I just don't have the sort of income to throw that much into one game. Especially like during the pandemic, I wasn't playing anything, so that's initially why I stopped. But I am kind of glad that I did now. The artwork on these is really nice too. Like it's really, really pretty. All of it. It's all really, really pretty. I definitely recommend going through and having a closer look at this stuff when you buy it. Do you buy these for the artwork? No, but come on. How can you not like this stuff? I know value is subjective, but there's a lot in this. You get 24 updated stat cards and 74 updated team tactic cards. That's a lot. I paid about $27 for this. I believe it retails at around the 32 or 33 mark. I don't know the exact price. But seriously, the value in this is really, really good. Look, I know it's obviously this is not miniatures. Yes, you can get this on the website for free. But by the time, if you had your own printer, by the time you pay for the ink and by the time you pay for some decent card, getting them to look like this is going to be really expensive. Now, if you want to take the cheap way out, obviously you could do that. Honestly, even for the time alone, I think this is worth it. As far as value is concerned, I think this is a really easy yes from me. You get a lot of cards. It gives you all of the updated stuff, which is the important thing. Obviously, that's why you're buying it. Like I said, it is a free download on the website, but at this point, it's so much easier. For time, you've made it through to the end of another video. Your next mission is to hit subscribe and comment down below. If you'd like to reach out to the team, consider doing that, gettingtabled@gmail.com. Consider subscribing to our Patreon. For only $2 a month, you get early access to almost every single video that we do. Our most active social media is facebook.com/gettingtabled. It's where you'll find everything first. There's also a Discord. There's an invite on screen right now. If you type that in, it'll give you instant access. If you're on Twitter or Instagram, you can find us at gettingtabled. It's not the most active, but it's something we're trying to use more all the time. Come and check out Jason the Bruce at Twitch. He does both video game and hobby content. And of course, without question, play more games.